We just wanted people to read them, sell, and read. But there are also stories that we can also share. Some also decided to kill and eat all. In fact, they were even sending me videos that, Honorable, we are eating everything. But this is not meant for that immediate consumption. We just wanted people to read them, sell, and reinvest so that it becomes.
Honorable Minister, that's the trending story, that they are eating the birds. You've seen it, that trending story I've just mentioned.
It's trending?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That they are eating the birds.
Oh, okay. But Mr. Chairman, even though we don't encourage that because we wanted them to capitalize on this, to earn something for their livelihoods. If that is what they have decided to do, at the national level in aggregation, it also helps. If they are able to build a good taste for locally produced poultry, that is a big plus for us. Because I was in Nebraska, and the stories I heard about their poultry, I asked myself, are we able to check the kind of products that we import into this country?
The Nkokor Nketenkete project. We actually have a project called Nkokor Nketenkete. The Nkokor Nketenkete project will cover 55,000 households producing eggs and fresh poultry for the market, and it will help reduce our $300 million we spend on importing chicken annually. Mr. Speaker, to strengthen the connection between agriculture and industry, we will prioritize value addition, processing and distribution, and this will position agriculture as profitable and appealing, making it more attractive to our young people.
And I must say that it's a very viable project. I'm a poultry farmer myself. I started not long ago. And Mr. Chairman, if you know what I know, you would have run to be part of that process. So it's good you have given us the indication.
Abusian with the Mamenchia na memo akwa found bra around the report so na opinion ye tie ni Honorable Eric Opoku ono na ye the Agric Minister for the Republic of Ghana na mechire oswafo a wono enehwe yeku enwuma so na okokupie mu ewo Public and Parliament Assurance Committee na ono mkotwetwe nkomo bebre no an na mse wo da kuadwuma no nti yekokobisa no efa Nkokor Nketenkete a aban ba ye wodi sika puduo ede ahyemu se wodi Nkokor ema Ghana de hye ya wo mo mpotemu se de be ya wo betimi ayen na ama wo mo adwuma aye na o metimi aton bi anya sika na okoyen in fact okane ma bebre no a kire se ebinum de atimi ayen ama Nkokor na ya kese ama ye ton ene ade na dodo no anso so eya omuti se de omukumudi omukum kukum ni di neno na bibisa se enti Nkokor pa ye de ama o se fa ye Nkokor poultry farm unko betimi aka se wo de bon kwan ama no ye ya na chese nipa no onya sen sen ye de man se won konko yen na nipa no pro no hwan ye de man no se woni akro no oni hu nim de o de yen Nkokor ana se obiti ni ba bia o ye party benti ni atambe no bi a hye ne se me se won konko yen ana se de yen
Oka obeyo dear we mama oka obeyo
na ene omodre na papa omodre na papa frese ensem wodi tu dwa no na kire se wodi tu trim se we national policy aban dia ba wodi eba beboa Ghana fo na kire se to asomu na enyeye enti ende omunya daji dosho no pa ema ono so wurewurem de video kire ebinum de ni ade a wo hwa ebinum ahyeda awrane documentary de afa Nkokor no honenso politics de nim se normal ebinum timi hyeda ye ne sa o de men kasa nche bebre no mepesa wo begibre na wo de wotie honorable ni nsem wo kan ye de fa Nkokor Nketenkete a ene omaina boka surusuru ababa ya rehosam ede ama omai Ghana ya asese de ote wonso a wo kyere mu mepese wo bagibre na watie Dr. Honorable Eric Opoku ni interview okokopie mu wo Public Assurance Committee wada roma like video de mame na share fa adwen kyere so bra na afa so ye nhia de
Nkokor Nketenkete program that you first mentioned How many beds? How many have you distributed so far?
Mr. Chairman, it's good you have posed this question to me.
Oh no, just.
And I must be grateful to you for giving me the opportunity to speak to this matter right before you here.
Yes.
Because earlier on, you made a comment on TV about Nkokor Nketenkete. And my attention was drawn to it. I said, Honorable Nitiwu is a brother, and this is not a matter that I should respond. But if by providence, by the magnanimity of your good self, you have given me the opportunity to respond, then I will do so. The Nkokor Nketenkete project has some components. The first one is what we call the backyard poultry. Under that one, we have procured 3 million bears, 3 million, for distribution to almost 60,000 households across the country. The rationale behind this is to stimulate interest, to generate interest in backyard poultry, in poultry production among Ghanaians. And so what we did is to get 200 people from each of our constituencies, selected by the local authorities, and then the list furnished us. We then identified brooders in the various districts, because these are people who are not used to the poultry business. So if you give them the day-old chicks, the likelihood of recording mortality rates that you haven't seen before will be very high. And so we said that if that is the case, let's brood them for a month, vaccinate them, take them through that process before we do the distribution. And so in all the district regions that we have served, that has been the strategy. We identify brooders, we send the birds to them, we add the feed. After 1 month, then we allow the local people to distribute for the selected beneficiaries. As we speak, we have covered 11 of our regions. We are now moving to the 5 northern regions. The 5 northern regions have become the last of the segments for us to serve, because we did the pilot in that area. Under the pilot, we selected about 13,000 farmers and distributed the bears to them. And we realized that it was a successful business that can be scaled up. But even after the launch, some donors expressed interest. Mr. Chairman, I'm reporting to you today that EU, through FAO, donated to us 150,000 bears. But they selected some 6 districts from the northern belt that the poverty is endemic in those areas. And so they wanted us to distribute those bears to just the 6 districts in the northern belt. And I was in one of the districts to do the lunch myself. Each of the districts, each of the 6 districts will receive 25,000 bears. Distribution is currently ongoing. So they will not be part of the 10,000 bears that the ministry is distributing, because they've already been served. That is just the backyard. Now, we add the feed and then give them the bears. Some of the stories are here for purposes of clarity and to let Mr. Chairman himself appreciate that this intervention is indeed making differences in the lives of many people. I will want Mr. Chairman to watch this small video. I will crave your indulgence if you allow me. Mr. Chairman, This one is the component of the Nkokor Nketenkete that is targeting the most vulnerable, the widows in our communities. We piloted this in the Northern Enclave. 500 widows benefited from this. What you saw in the constituencies and which you spoke about, that is this one. No, I'll give it to the media. No, I'll make it available. I'll send it to you. So, Mr. Chairman, these are some of the stories. Now, the difficulty we had with some of the regions, especially in the eastern region, some of the farmers who benefited called me and said, Honorable, our bears are ready. We are not getting the market. And I said, oh, look, we can find some market for you. So we spoke to some of the processors. Some of them had to move cars from Accra to some of the regions to go and buy the bears. But there are also stories that we can also share. Some also decided to kill and eat all. In fact, they were even sending me videos that, Honorable, we are eating everything. But this is not meant for that immediate consumption. We just wanted people to rear them, sell, and reinvest so that it becomes
Honorable Minister,
businesses.
that's the trending story, that they are eating the birds. You've seen it, that trending story I've just mentioned.
It's trending.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That they are eating the birds.
Oh, okay. But Mr. Chairman, even though we don't encourage that because we wanted them to capitalize on this, to earn something for their livelihood. If that is what they have decided to do, at the national level in aggregation, it also helps. If they are able to build a good taste for locally produced poultry, that is a big plus for us. Because I was in Nebraska, and the stories I heard about their poultry, I asked myself, are we able to check the kind of products that we import into this country? Because they say that it is illegal for you to sell the layers when they are spent. I mean, when they are no longer needed, and then they kill them, it is illegal for you to sell them in the US. Yes, because they are vaccinated, a lot of things, a lot of vaccines are administered on some of these bears. And so they think that it will be inimical to their health if they consume. So they are not allowed to be sold on their markets. Where do they sell them? In other areas, where do they go? And that is why our people must begin to appreciate the fact that what we produce here, in terms of quality, it is the best. So if the quality is superior, in terms of pricing, you don't match them. And people must begin to patronize what is produced in Ghana here, because it is only through that way that our businesses can expand and employ our people who are jobless on our streets. Then, Mr. Chairman, you asked of Nkokor Nketenkete. We are now moving to the third phase. Under the third phase, we are procuring 4 million bears. 4 million bears. This is to support existing poultry farmers. They have the facilities, they have the experience, the skills, and everything. We only want to build their capacity to scale up. Because the factories that are coming up, we have individual private investments that are coming up. The campaign is yielding the results. A lot of people are coming into the space. At the end of the day, if we don't encourage a lot of people to go into the space, it will be difficult for them to get bears for processing. In fact, I will soon table a proposal before Parliament for consideration. If Parliament agrees, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture will support all parliamentarians to go into poultry production. In fact, as we speak, we are preparing.
Honorable Minister,
I'm talking about proposal.
I'm saying that we have noted your assurance on this particular one, and we'll follow up with it. You have made 2 assurances. We'll follow up on each of them. You have made the assurance on the service centers. We shall visit them, the 50.
Yes.
And see to the conclusion, the construction, and make sure that you have that. And this promise you have also, assurance you have also given about proposal.
Yes.
Trust me, a lot of the MPs, it would help them in their post-retirement.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for applauding my initiative. These are some of the initiatives that the Mahama administration is bringing to this country. And it's good that you are applauding this. I want to assure you that even though I'm calling it a proposal, plans are far advanced. The ministry is procuring some quantity of beds, mainly for members of parliament. And so when I appear before the House, I will indicate to you how we want members to prepare themselves towards it. As soon as the beds are ready, we then distribute them to the various places for members of parliament to be in that business. Because we think that when it comes to capacity to scale up, you can do it. We only have to stimulate the interest in you. And I must say that it's a very viable project. I'm a poultry farmer myself. I started not long ago. And Mr. Chairman, if you know what I know, you would have run to be part of that process. So it's good you have given us the indication, and I will bring that to. But I was surprised that when we started with the backyard poultry, I reached out to our colleagues, minority, but you declined my offer. Yes, you declined my offer. And I said, what is this?
Well, I was not there when you did that conversation, so I'm not able to confirm or deny it. But we'll reach out to the minority there to find out whether that is true.
I don't want to go into the details.
And you know him, he will react.
No, I said I don't want to go into the details for purposes of the camera. That's why I said you are my brother. So whenever there's an issue, you call us and then we sit down and discuss. If we decide to use the media to mount pressure, before we realize, things will go astray. So let's Jojo to resolve some of the challenges.
I understand. Members have questions. I wanted to go through my question, but members have a lot of No. Members have a lot of questions regarding this particular thing you have just mentioned. But I only say that I will encourage you. The late president of Agric, one of the conditions to remain minister was to establish a cocoa farm, commercial cocoa farm. And the government assisted every one of them. Because you put up someone as minister or MP, and he comes out and he becomes a beggar. The tendency is that when he's in there, he will want to survive. But if he knows that, look, I have to serve the nation with my heart, without tainting my hands, but after that I can engage these things, I think that it will help a lot of us. So colleagues, yes, Nkokor. And then after that, ranking and you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yeah. Honorable Minister, you said if we knew what you knew, we'll be running. Can you please reveal what you know? Sorry, that's just my know.
About the poultry industry.
So that we'll start running. But anyway, that's he's confused.
No, I just want to let you know that it is profitable.
No, I'm just
because even if you do the layers, you can sell the eggs, make good money out of that, and a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that I did some little investment in there, and what I'm seeing is a business that I will encourage my colleagues to go, especially based on what the chairman said. You know, this job you're doing, no matter who you are, you cannot be in parliament forever. And so you must also think about life outside parliament. So if you invest in agri-space, the multiplying effect is so huge that you'll be able to make good money out of that. Let me say that as a minister in charge of food and agriculture, I know almost all my farmers. I hope Mr. Chairman is listening. I'm saying that as a minister in charge of food and agriculture, I know almost all my farmers. And I know you are a good farmer. A good farmer. I'm thinking about how I can procure your rice for you. because you have harvested more than 2,000 bags of rice and you are not getting market now. He's a good farmer. And so if you don't know, as you speak, about 67% of MPs in Ghana are all farmers. And so when you see people in ties and you think that they are only making money from parliament, you are deceiving yourself. It's only that they don't share the stories. Nitu will not let you know that he's a big-time farmer. So if you are not careful, you may think that he's making his money from parliament here.
Joking.
But he's making it from the farm.
Yeah.
So, my dear, that is the story.
Yeah, no, I'll come for consultation, please. Yeah, but my question, you mentioned that for the backyard poultry, you've done about 11 regions already, and then it's just left with the northern region, about 6 of them.
Yeah.
But so, if please, does that mean that western region has been done already? And then, if it has, which constituency specific, please?
Western region, as you speak, we have sent the birds to the brooders, and they are brooding them in Western region. After 1 month, they will be ready for distribution. Even yesterday, I had a call from one of the constituencies in the Western region. They were complaining about shortage of feed, and I had to alert the Feed Ghana coordinator to ensure immediate deployment so that they can have feed to feed the birds that we have sent. So we are there.
So Western region can be assured that very soon we'll get our birds. The
In fact,
backyard
they
ones.
have already received the birds in Western region,
but not
except
in the
that
constituencies.
We are in the districts, except that we have to brood them. Right. So they remain the property of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Okay.
Because we are not handing over day-old chicks. We want to brood them for 1 month before we give them to you. So, Honorable Member, if I get to know your district, I will give you the brooders number, okay, so that you get in touch with.
So should I say it here or I should see you in chambers?
Wherever.
Okay.
It's your preference.
All right.
Ahanta West district, the district after Takrade, on the way to Elebu. Yeah.
That's my district, Ahanta West.
That you can contact the person. In fact, they are there.
Thank you.
Ranking.
Minister, anyway, thank you for the updates that you've walked us through. And let me say...
Honorable Minister, let me just state that the last question, you are also answering it. If you look at the way you have virtually moved. So, honorable colleagues, we are just wrapping up with the minister. So go ahead with your questions.
I think the last question has also been answered. And then with regards to the Nketenkete, I will say those that in my constituency, the broilers that were given to them, I think this year, after the Ramadan fast, every house enjoyed the broilers. So instead of them going to buy the imported chicken, in fact, that was what was used in almost every household in my constituency, and we thank you for that. And then my question is with regards to the free fertilizer distribution. I felt that I had an idea that maybe if government could subsidize and make the fertilizer available in the market so that smallholder farmers can get to buy, it will be better than giving it free. The free, not everybody can get it. And then also the quantities that come to the constituency or district is far low. And for that matter, not everybody can assist it. Is there a way that you could subsidize the fertilizers and even the agro inputs, like the chemicals, herbicides, in view of the fact that this year farmers actually have gone down because of the low prices. The low prices too is not peculiar to only Ghana. Almost the entire West Africa, everywhere you go, you see that food prices are actually very low. And so farmers have not been able to break even, especially in view of the high cost of production that is at hand. So if you could help us by subsidizing the agro inputs I believe it will go a long way than giving out the free fertilizers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This is a good suggestion. But let me give you the background to the introduction of the free fertilization exercise. You know, the ministry's policy is fertilizer subsidy. The government will subsidize and make it affordable so that the farmers can buy them. And in fact, after the operationalization of the Farmer Service Center, the report indicates that that is what we are going to use. We are going to do the subsidized fertilizer. By 2024, something happened in Ghana. The emergence of the dry spell in the northern belt, devastated a lot of farms. As a result, farmers lost their investment. And we needed to introduce the free fertilization policy as an emergency cushion. And that was why last year we did that. So this year, we were going to revert to the subsidy program. And then the glut emerged. Because of the glut, farmers are not getting market for their produce. And so when our team went around the nation, we realized that even if we subsidize it, we pay even 3/4 of the price, it will still be difficult for some of the smallholder farmers to buy the fertilizers. So we said, if that is the case, let's continue with the emergency cushion today. If by the grace of God and through the integrated approach we have adopted, we are able to normalize the entire agri space, then we'll go back to the subsidy program. So we are using it as an emergency cushion to get farmers the input so that they can continue to stay in production.
Yes, Deputy Rankin.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, you said we are concluding, so we can ask public interest questions. All right. Before my public interest question, Honorable Chairman, let me state that I have been assured by the Minister I will have one of the farmers' centers. So my place will be the first place that the committee will be visiting for the site visitation. Solar Tuna Calva. Yes, it's part of the 50, the first 50 that we will get. Oh yes, even in his office we captured it. and here too. Yes, he has confirmed that assurance.
Honorable member.
The list. And the idea is to cover...
This committee will want to have the list.
Yeah.
So that in our report to Parliament, we can read it out, okay, so the members will know.
Okay, and the idea is to cover all the agricultural districts. But we are doing it in phases because of the limited resources. And so we have started very soon. The contractors will be all over. And then you people will become the apostles of this initiative, transformative initiative. And I like Mr. Chairman, when he sees it, he will say it as it is.
All right, thank you. Now my question. Honourable Minister, yesterday 506 Feed Ghana brigades passed out, according to the report. Is it a case that you're going to post them to other districts? Because it's like we realize that some districts, about 10, others more than 10, came from one district for the training. And so all these officers too, are they going to be giving motorbikes for their runs per the report that we had yesterday? Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we are just augmenting the extension force of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. The international benchmark is that one extension officer should serve at least, or maximum, one extension officer should serve maximum 500 farmers. Unfortunately, in our part of the world, one extension officer is serving 1,500 plus farmers. How can such an officer be effective in the delivery of his mandate? And so we have decided to employ a lot of the extension officers. But looking at the fiscal constraints, we are doing it in bits. The first one we have done is the 506 we have recruited. All the 506, we have procured their motorbikes. In fact, yesterday, the motorbikes were ready. But we decided not to distribute them because we have to register them in the ministry's name before we hand them over to our officers. And so within the next 2 weeks, the Honorable Deputy Minister is handling that. They will be ready for distribution. And then again, we are going to distribute them to where their services are needed most. When you go to Sisala, for instance, and you look at the volumes of rice, that is maize, that is produced in that enclave, and you check rice prices today and compare to 2024, you see that we need to do a lot of activities there. So some of them, most of them will be going to some of these areas. And as and when we employ them, we deploy them accordingly. So in your area, yes, some of them will come there. But Honorable, we did not ask districts to present their candidates. We advertise for qualified applicants to apply. And they were taken through vetting processes before we settled on the 506. So we are not concerned about where they come from. Our interest is in the fact that they are Ghanaians and they are ready to serve. They have the qualification. We have also trained them for some 2 weeks, and we think that giving them mobility, they will be able to deliver. So wherever there's the need, we post them there and then they work for us. But let me also seize the opportunity to add this. If a private entity needs the services of some of these extension officers, they can apply to us, and the ministry is ready to deploy accordingly. We have already received some requests, and yesterday we acted on some of them, because agriculture in Ghana is entirely private sector led. Government only creates that conducive atmosphere for the private sector to take advantage of. So the success is our success, and therefore we are always working together with the private sector.
Honorable Tanko.
Appreciate him. 500 motorbikes for 500 officers. We should commend him for that. Honorable Minister, let me congratulate you and your ministry for a good work done.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm grateful, except that that is not the only quantity we have procured. In fact, the Food and Agricultural Organization has also procured 261 motorbikes for us to be distributed to all the district veterinary officers. And they added 20 4x4 vehicles. So every region in this country, the veterinary regional officer is receiving a 4x4 vehicle, and 4 will be kept at the headquarters. This is to facilitate the movement of our veterinary officers, to enable us transform the livestock subsector.
Please, Honorable Tanko. But Honorable, you know that in the last administration, every district received a pickup for the Agric officers. So you are giving them motorbike. Are they going? It's just for the office work, or?
Mr. Chairman, you spoke about vehicles. Yes, some vehicles were procured under the Ghana-Canadian, farming support arrangement, which was captured as a baby of the Planting for Food and Jobs. But before 2025, all the vehicles had been auctioned, or most of them had been auctioned. I say most of them had been auctioned. And so, as we speak, we don't have vehicles for most of our district offices. The motorbikes we are giving out is for extension service delivery. We are now thinking about how your committee and parliament can support the ministry to mobilize enough resources to procure vehicles for district offices.
Honorable Minister, are you saying that new vehicles less than 4 years were auctioned? By who and for what?
Them new, but our records indicate that they were procured sometime in the first term of the past government, and then before 2024, most of them had been auctioned. If Mr. Chairman will request, I will be ready to furnish a detailed report.
Please do.
District by district.
It's very important
for you to.
We have all used vehicles. In fact, I don't know how many people use their vehicles more than MPs. MPs use their vehicles a lot. I mean, after 4 years, you are heading towards 200,000 kilometers if you really are going to work as an MP. And I don't see you auctioning your vehicle. So I'll be very surprised if that did that. Please furnish this committee with this report. Thank you, please.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister, let me commend you for your efforts so far. A lot of people now want to go into farming. However, we all know that we have a serious challenge as a country relative to illegal mining. I want to find out from you how the ministry is protecting our farmlands and food production. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I hope this is also another public interest question. Because the Committee on Assurances invited me with some specific questions. Come and respond to the assurances you have given to the House.
Yes, but you are also allowed to respond
and now,
to public interest
Mr. Chairman
questions.
is permitting me to respond to public interest questions, and so I will. The fight against the menace, the Galamsey menace, is being led by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. And the Ministry of Food and Agriculture is indeed a supporter of that noble cause. Let me use this platform to indicate this. The fight cannot be won by a single entity. It must be a collective effort. In fact, the youth of our country must even lead the fight against Galamsey. Because if the land is destroyed, the water is destroyed, the future of the youth is also destroyed. And so we have to do everything possible to bring an end to that. From the farmer's perspective, if we don't protect the land, if we don't protect the water bodies, we will continue to allow them to pollute our water bodies. We are indirectly polluting our food. And eventually, we are cutting short the lifespan of human beings in our country. And so, we have to campaign, and then we have to also ensure that in our respective constituencies as members of parliament, having passed all the laws, you ensure that it doesn't happen in our constituencies. If we take up that responsibility, we'll bring an end to that. Because every community belongs to a constituency, and every constituency has an MP. So if we decide as MPs that we will not allow these things to happen in our constituency, in the supreme interest of our people, we can move the security and everybody to ensure that this matter comes to an end immediately. But sometimes some of our colleagues sit as if they are not part of the system, and then they continue to apportion blames on others. Let us together fight it once and for all.
Honorable Minister, are you worried that some political elements made it look like Akufo-Addo as president is the one who could stop Galamsey in a week and refused because of the comment you just made?
Mr. Chairman, that is the problem we have in our country. If we are not careful, a time will come that the people of Ghana will accuse all of us as politicians of having created the problems for our people to suffer. Why am I saying this? Everything is politicized in Ghana. Everything is politics. And people refuge in politics to engage in illegal things. For once, let's understand that as politicians, our success depends on our ability to deliver to the admiration of our people. If we come together for once and resolve a national challenge of this magnitude, the Ghanaian people will know that indeed we have demonstrated leadership. So I don't want to join that debate, apportioning blame to this man or that man. But at least we have been given a mandate. A responsibility has been given to us. Let us be dutiful to our citizens.
Honorable colleagues, any other question? Yes, you, the three of you, and then we'll end it.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Mr. Minister, I'm very, very happy when you indicated that MPs are apostles of the transformative initiative. Very, very happy when I heard that. And, you know, when you were talking about this Galamsey issue, you admonished MPs to make sure that we are at the forefront in our constituencies. Very good. How is your ministry positing MPs in the various, initiatives that you have taken? Because it is in your mind that we are the apostles and the MPs are the actual representatives of the people. How have you carved your policies situating the MPs within to ensure that this role is well performed? That is one. Two, you spoke about various institutions, telling them to go into, farming, like the churches, like the schools. Have you considered a bigger one where you are going to partner with the prisons? Not to feed only themselves, but to feed the nation. Because we have many arable lands that are there. Now the prisons are even choked. Very choked. But I believe that if you plan well as a nation to let the prisoners feed the nation, we can get some places. They will feed themselves. Some of them, it is just because of some little things, poverty, etc. But if it's in the farm.
Honorable Minister, Honorable MP, you ask a question.
Okay, so that is it. Then the other one is, you mentioned that 50 Agric districts have been earmarked for the service centers for now. I want to know how many Agric districts we have in the nation. Mr. Chairman, I think for now.
He wants to know the number of Agric
districts. We have 271 agricultural districts.
That's more than the normal district.
Yes. Agricultural, we have 271. We are working with the 271. Then back to the other questions that you pose. The major agricultural program we have launched is what is called Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda. This agenda was launched by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. And the basis for this is simple. In the wisdom of His Excellency, the President, our nation is endowed with enormous agricultural potentials. Land, water, youthful population, everything it takes to use agriculture to deliver prosperity. Unfortunately, the converse has been the story. And so President Mahama launched this agenda to use agriculture as the vehicle to liberate the Ghanaian people from poverty. Now, to operationalize this agenda, we subsequently launched what we call the Feed Ghana program. And under the Feed Ghana program, every Ghanaian is a target, including the Member of Parliament. Because we have campaigned that everybody who has a house must have a backyard garden. So that if for nothing at all, you can produce some vegetables to reduce the cost of feeding the house. And I believe that having launched the campaign, every MP as we speak today will have a small garden. Because the Committee on Assurances will not only ask the minister to come and indicate to us what is being done, but they also follow and participate in the space to ensure that it happens. Now, once you have that backyard garden, then you are a target. MPs are part of the program. Then we are also saying that schools must have farms. And if you recall, for the first time in our history, last year, the best primary school in practical agriculture was recognized and awarded during the Farmers' Day. And the best junior high school in practical agriculture was recognized and awarded. The best senior high school in practical agriculture was recognized and awarded. Same to the tertiary institutions. This is to motivate their participation. And this year, somebody even suggested among our group that we should consider the best MP in practical agriculture. But in all that we did, in putting together the policy and everything, the Committee on Food and Agriculture were deeply involved. I mean, in fashioning out the policy, so that Parliament cannot be out of it. And my brother, I don't know whether you were here. Earlier on, I indicated that very soon I will come to Parliament to lay a proposal for debate and consideration. And under that, I'm proposing that every member of Parliament must go into poultry business. And the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, as we speak, is preparing to support that. Immediately I indicated this. Mr. Chairman applauded me for this laudable idea, for this transformative strategy. And so indeed, honorable members are part of the process. In fact, when you talk about government, government is incomplete without Parliament. And so when government is rolling out any policy, whether you are in government on the side of the ruling government, you are in Parliament on the side of the ruling government, or in Parliament on the side of the minority, you're part of government. And the public is expending on us. So we owe them that responsibility to ensure that our policies succeed. That is the first leg of it. And then the second one, no, you asked of how we are getting MPs to involve, or you wanted to clarify?
Mr. Chairman, I beg
no,
you.
I'll talk
you
about
see, what I want to say is that not about we going into agriculture.
Oh, okay.
But the programs. Now you have sent, we didn't know, if we had not asked about this in Nkokor, Nketenkete, like Kukwes District, Kwesimitim, we didn't know about it. So that, no. Oh, please.
Colleagues, ask your question, please.
So what
Please,
I am asking
argue,
is that if the districts, any program that is coming, they should involve the MPs. That is what I'm talking about. Because that is what I'm talking about.
Remember, I understand you perfectly. I think we are also MPs, so we understand that perfectly. If you are not careful, you may presume that members of Parliament are also members of the Assembly. And so anything that goes to the Assembly is also something that MPs will know. But that one, it doesn't work. And so I will take it from here. I think, Mr. Chairman, if I can make the suggestion, if there can be a desk through which we can inform Parliament of some of these initiatives so that members will be aware of it, will inure to our benefit. Because it is not everything that you can come to the floor to talk about it.
Honorable Minister, very soon we'll put a tracker on all the assurances.
Okay.
So all the things we have said, you yourself can go on the tracker and see where you have reached, what you have done. So the promise to get the MPs and get the general public even involved in agriculture. And trust me, if you do that, it will help a lot, because if you just put 50 sacks around your house, you can plant tomatoes in that sack, you can plant yam in that sack. You don't need to buy food. Just 50 sacks around your house and fill it with soil, good soil. You are good to go. But, Honorable Minister, please let him ask.
In fact, Mr. Chairman, I have to think of an award for you. I've now realized that you're a good farmer. You understand the business very well.
Your deputy is one of the biggest farmers for this ginger. Your deputy.
Thank you, Chairman.
There's another question I haven't answered about the prisons. That's a very fantastic idea. But we have started something with them, except that we need to scale it up. Last year, we gave them tractor and some inputs to start something. And then we have also given them some mini silos, small silos, that they are installing to store the harvest that they are making from their farms. And so it's a good idea. We have started, but we have to scale up. So we will take it into consideration and see what can be done.
Yes. You are the last person.
Thank you, Chairman. So, about cassava, you are speaking about the rice and the grains.
I'm not sure we'll be able to mop up all the excesses we have. My constituents have been greatly affected by the glut of the rice and the maize as well. And it's true that most of us are also into farming. The Honorable Deputy Minister was on my farm, and I have been able to harvest the cowpea, sold it to the school feeding people, but the problem now is the cassava. You know, at a point, this cassava processor was done at Dofo in the constituency of Honorable Ablakwa. And so, after a while, the Gary processors in Mafikumanse and all those places have stopped. So they sell the cassava directly to the starch producing factory. Subsequently, we went into the farming. I also did the cassava. Deputy Minister is aware. But now we cannot get them to buy. And there is this allegation that they are now getting the cassava from Nigeria through the Togo border. I don't know how through it is, whether it's come to your notice. And so our farms are there. The cassava is there, ready, but we cannot harvest. The last time, constituents of Ablakwa took the media there, and it was spoken about. I don't know what you are doing specifically about this cassava thing, and how, whether we have to go back to this Gary processing and other things, and what plans are you putting in place to get factories for us if we have to do the Gary processing, so that some of these things we can feed directly to our young ones who are going to secondary schools and things like that. The support we give as MPs to them, those are some of the things we are thinking about. But to go through the whole local process of producing the Gary is so tedious. And so what are you thinking about? What can we do, as I'm also directly affected? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm aware of that development. And I have been there myself. I've been to, I think it's around Volu. There's a community there. That's where the factory is located. I heard about the challenge. The fact that they set up a cassava processing factory and urge farmers to produce in quantities beyond their consumption for them to process. And the farmers, believing in them, invested in the production. Now they have the cassava and they are not buying from them. So some of the farmers called and then told me about it. So I drove from Accra here to that place to meet with the management of the factory to see how we can resolve the challenge. And when we met them, their explanation was simple. That they had a machine that was able to crush the fresh cassava. But that machine broke down. So they were not having the capacity to be able to process the fresh cassava. And they had that machine that was able to process the dried ones. But they were not getting the dry ones from our farmers. So they had to go to the north and other areas to buy the dry ones. So they gave us 1 month because they were installing a new one, which will be able to crush the fresh ones that our people have. And I think by next week, they will be done with that equipment. Based on that, we have invited the managers, the managing director and his team to come and meet with us next week. So can we bring finality to that matter? You know, this buyback arrangement was unofficial. This time round, we are formalizing those agreements. If you set up a factory and then you want to have an agreement with the farmers to produce for you, it shouldn't be verbal again. The ministry will have to be involved. We are developing a template for them. They will sign with the cooperatives so that when they produce, you have to buy because it is based on the agreement that they are producing. And so we are formalizing that one. But next week, we'll bring finality to that discussion.
Thank you. You are last. Minister, you use 1 minute to answer that question.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Minister, let me commend you for the wonderful job you are doing and your ministry. In fact, you have really demonstrated leadership, and we're very proud of you. Your service in humility alone is very commendable. Oh, if he was not doing it right, we'll put it to the public. So if he's doing it right, let's commend him.
Honorable member, go ahead.
He's doing a very good job. Plus his deputy. Thumbs up. Me is not a question per se, but information. I am into the poultry industry. I've been in it for about 7 years now. And currently, I really love the idea of involving members of parliament in this poultry industry. I'll be the number one. With that said, there is a problem we are facing currently. And I remember when Mr. President went to Doma on the 24-hour economy market, when he was going to cast out for the construction of 24-hour economy market, the farmers in Doma mentioned one of the biggest problems we face currently. That is marketing of the eggs. We used to send some to Burkina Faso and some other neighboring countries. But as we speak, those borders are closed for us. And we produce in large quantities. As we speak, I still have stock in my farm. Getting people to buy is becoming a problem. So even though the industry is good, that is one of the major problems we face currently, how to market our eggs. That again, I don't know if we can consider getting this free senior high school involved so that at least they will buy from us, this school feeding and whatnot, or designing a policy to capture the eggs either into processing, into any other thing, because we're into the production, but currently the marketing of the eggs is a problem, and it's really affecting the industry. Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman, that is true. We are witnessing glut in eggs production, unprecedented at levels unknown to the history of Ghana.
Honorable colleagues, listen to the minister.
I'm saying that the glut in egg production that we have seen this year is at a level never seen in the history of Ghana's agriculture. And this is a testimony.
Use figures to back it.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not even the one saying this. This is per a letter written to the ministry by one of the Poultry Producers Association. And I want to give you some of the information we have relating to this. When you go to the market today, you see egg producers, some of them carrying the eggs in cars, moving through the streets, and then ringing bells. XO, 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 XO. Some even come to us crying that they are not getting the market and the eggs are rotting. In fact, the president has already directed that the Ministry of Education, through buffer stock, should procure eggs to support the school feeding program. But from our perspective, that will not be able to solve the problem. So these are some of the things that we are doing. On the issue of the close of the border, especially from Burkina Faso, yes, it happened. Ghana exports eggs to Burkina Faso. This year, when our farmers started, the Burkina Faso authorities seized our eggs and destroyed them. And so when the news got to us, the president himself intervened and arranged for us to meet with the Burkina authorities to have this matter resolved. I personally spoke to my colleague, the Agric minister, and he also agreed with me that they don't produce much eggs. And so it's good we restore the relationship so that they can also benefit from our produce. And so a date was set for us to travel to Burkina Faso. I was to go with my colleague, the Honorable Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. And the president had arranged for us to leave. We were at the airport when they called from Burkina Faso that there is an emergency that required immediate cabinet meeting. And so we should hold on until they give us indication to come. Even yesterday, we got somebody to facilitate the meeting, and they have given us a tentative date. We are working as much as practicable to ensure that that problem is faced. But in the meantime, that is not the only way we are looking at. We can also process the eggs in Ghana. We can also process it. So we have identified some women. They have the egg processing plants. They have the egg processing plants, 2 of them. But the capacity is limited. So we are working with Ghana ESM and then other financial institutions to raise sufficient capital for them to scale up so that they can offtake the excess eggs that we see on our market. So yes, it's a challenge. But first, the investment was into production. Now, we have seen that we are gaining some, we are making some good results from the investment in production. Then what happens after production is another area that we are concentrating on. So yes, it's a challenge. But my brother, I can give you the assurance that we are working on it to see how we fix it immediately.
Honorable Minister, I want to thank you. He will make a comment, but I just want to say that egg is a superfood. Egg is a superfood. And I think that you should find a way of advertising and let Ghanaians eat eggs. There are a lot of cultures in Ghana where men don't eat eggs for some cultural reasons. Yes. They grow, they say, oh, you cannot eat an egg because if they eat and they hit your head, it will crack and that kind of stuff. So please, no, cholesterol is, you see, these are the misconceptions, but it's not true. It is not true. Egg is a superfood, especially egg white is just protein. And the yolk has a lot of other things. It has some, but it's a superfood. If you eat 4 eggs a day, it's good for you. But you can eat as many as possible if you eat only egg white. So please advertise. Educate the people. If you educate people, people need to eat eggs. Egg is a superfood. Let them eat the eggs, and everybody will be fine. You don't need a lot of protein if you can eat. An egg contains like 12 grams of protein. One egg contains like 12 grams of protein. Let people eat eggs. If you get 10 eggs a day, and especially egg white, eat it. You can eat maybe 2 with the yolk. The rest, eat egg white. You are good to go for the day. You don't need any other protein. It's very important. But he will make that comment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, that's the reason why we distributed broilers to some of the regions. It is only in Volta and Oti that we give them layers, because in those regions, they don't do a lot of poultry. But in the Bono region, Ahafo, Eastern, Ashanti, and those areas, we decided to distribute only broilers in order not to compound the confusion. So we thank you very much. But we also urge Parliament to join us in the campaign for Ghanaians to eat more eggs, as we have suggested.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I've observed that the Honorable Minister is using this platform for the rehearsal of his presidential vetting. And that it's very important that
You don't have a question. You don't have a question.
Answers should be as short as possible.
Mr. Minister,
but I wish him well. I wish him well.
Mr. Minister, you don't have to comment. It's been ruled out. No, you don't have to comment.
It's out of order. Mr. Chairman, let me first thank my brother for even recognizing me as a presidential potential.
Which he will come.
So I'm grateful to him. But sitting here, I am discharging a mandate bestowed on me by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. In fact, in the agricultural space, I will want this committee to give us a full day to come with pictorial evidence to demonstrate to you what we have done within a space of 1.5 years, so that when we go out there, like Mr. Chairman is doing, we can all be ambassadors of the Agricultural Ministry. A lot has been done, and we need to get our people to appreciate and understand what is happening here. And so yesterday, when I heard the information that, oh, the Assurance Committee invited the Agric Minister, in fact, that was what the media carried out, that we were invited and we did not show up. I said, what? Such a beautiful platform to let the good people of this country know exactly what is happening in my ministry. I cannot afford to,
Honorable Minister, you will make a lot of news today,
so,
don't worry.
Mr. Chairman, I want to urge this committee to invite me every week.
Honorable Minister.
And the next time you invite
Honorable
me,
Minister,
I will bring eggs.
I know you are working hard to achieve a lot. But Honorable Minister, I know you are working hard to achieve a lot. But if you can succeed in making sure that our people can produce just tomatoes, so that we don't have to get to Burkina and get killed there because of tomatoes, you'll be remembered. Just tomatoes. Because we have a lot of land, arable land. and our people will have to travel through terrorist-infested lands just to get tomatoes. Honorable Minister, take it upon yourself and make sure it happens. But I want to ask you one last bit. Is yes or no? Are you worried about the fact that prices of staples like yam, like cassava, like maize, soya is down? Farmers really are complaining that they are for the first time in years. People are not, first of all, food stuff is very low. If you go to my community, like I have one of the biggest markets. It's called Chamba. That's where I come from. It's very big yam market. You go to Damanko, you go to his Jura market, you go to Techima market. People are not even buying. First of all, it's cheap. And then secondly, they are not buying. Are you worried as a minister? Just talk to the people of Ghana, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First, on the issue of tomato, I thank you for the advice. And I want to assure you and your committee that we have started working on that challenge. And we are bent on reversing that story. We have put in place a lot of measures. Within the next 3-4 months, the results will be out there for Ghanaians to testify. 3-4 months on tomato. Within the next 3-4 months. This is another big assurance.
Honorable Minister, we'll call you in October because of this assurance.
That's what I'm saying. That this is another big assurance. Now, we are anticipating glut of tomatoes in the Ghanaian market in the coming months. And we are thinking about how we can get processes to offtake from our farmers. From the interventions we are rolling out. And we have not even done with our interventions. Mr. Chairman, we are doing a lot of solar-powered boreholes around the country. Solar-powered boreholes. We drill the boreholes, we put the solar power on it, we pump the water to the field. In some areas where we anticipate livestock intrusion, we provide fencing so that we can secure the land for our farmers. And the buyers are available to offtake from them. And so, give us some 3-4 months, and the results will be out there for the Ghanaian people to see. And we want to remedy this once and for all. That President Mahama himself has taken special interest in this. And he says that we should bring an end to importation of tomatoes into this country. And we'll do just that. As we speak, we are in Fetenta. We are providing irrigation for them. We are covering 60 hectares. We are in Asunafo South. We are going to Chobodom area. We are going to Nkwabin in Nkranza. As for the north, so many areas. I've asked some of the MPs to come because we have the list. We don't even know the constituencies. It is when they come, we take them through the list, then they know which communities are benefited so that they can also take advantage of. Mr. Chairman, if you have an area that is for tomato production.
Honorable Minister, me myself constructed a mini dam in my area, but it's not been successful because I need to do it in a much bigger form. Because I can say that a lot of our people get sick because they don't eat fresh things. Dry season, they don't get the fresh vegetables. Not that the people are lazy. They don't have the water. So what you are doing, if you expand it, will help.
Honorable Chairman.
I remember the question about the food stuff.
Let's be in touch. Let's be in touch. We'll see what we can do. We have to extend it to some of these areas. It's not about politics. It's about nation Ghana. And then on the issue of the food prices. Mr. Chairman, this is a very important question. I don't think the purpose of this question is to drag me into a difficult situation. I don't think. I think that it is to elicit information, my opinion on what is happening. And I will make it available. In agriculture, we have what we call good, bad, and bad, good. Good, bad is when the farmers produce sufficiently, food in abundance. Economists will tell you, when supply exceeds demand, prices will fall. So that is good news to the nation, because individuals will go to the market and food is affordable, cheap. So they say, oh, we are okay, we are getting food at cheap prices. That is good for the nation, but bad for the farmers. Why? Because they are unable to recoup their investment. In such situations, in the advanced world, where they have a lot of resources, the government will have to intervene to cushion farmers in order to sustain their interest in production. Then we have the converse, the bad good. The bad good is when there is shortage of food in the system, like we witnessed in 2024 because of the dry spell. Then food prices started going up. People were dying. A lot of people were being pushed into abject poverty because of the rising food prices. But the farmers who were able to produce little, they made a lot of money because of the rising prices. So the farmers, it was good for them, but the nation, it was bad. Now we find ourselves as a nation in this situation. I am a farmer. I am suffering. But the nation is the beneficiary. What do we have to do? So we have made a proposal to Mr. President and Cabinet. We are here to finalize it, to see what can be done to mitigate the impact of what we are witnessing on our farmers. And that is why, as part of the measures, we settled on free fertilization as an emergency cushion. So it is something that we are handling. If we are not careful and this thing continues for a long time, a time will come, nobody will be interested in farming again. But if we are able to provide lasting solution by encouraging individuals to invest in secondary production, processing and others, creating ready market, this problem will be solved once and for all.